Let's talk about something really simple, but also kind of profound. It's this huge gap that can open up between teaching and learning. What if the most important thing that's supposed to happen in a classroom isn't actually happening at all?
You know this feeling, right? It doesn't matter if you're a teacher, a manager, a coach. You've just laid out the most perfect, crystal clear explanation, but then you look out at all those faces and this one little question just starts nagging at you.
Or how about this one? The room is dead silent. Everyone looks like they're paying attention, maybe they're even taking notes. But is that the silence of deep, focused thinking? Or is it the silence of minds that are a million miles away?
And oh, this is the big one. This is the one that can really keep you up at night. You did it. You checked all the boxes. You covered every single chapter. On paper, the job is done. But you have to ask yourself, did the real thing happen? Did anyone actually learn anything?
All of these questions point to what you might call the classroom illusion. You know, those moments where everything on the surface looks totally successful, but what's happening underneath is a completely different story. I bet these scenes sound really familiar. We've all seen them. Students are nodding along like they get it, but you can see in their eyes they're totally lost. They write down every single word you say, but the second you ask them to apply it, nothing. They might even ace the multiple choice test, but they can't actually explain the core idea. And that quiet room? Yeah, it's often just a quiet room, not a thinking room.
So if we want to break this illusion, we have to get really clear on the massive difference between two words we throw around all the time. This is the great divide, the one between the act of teaching and the process of learning.
Here it is, plain and simple. Think about teaching. It's the visible stuff, right? It's the performance, the slides, the lecture, the explanation. It's something that happens to a student. But learning? Oh, that is a completely different animal. It's invisible. It's messy. It's the internal struggle inside someone's head as they try to connect the dots. It's that aha moment that has to happen inside them.
And let's just let that sink in for a second. Getting your head around this fact that just because you taught it doesn't mean they learned it, that isn't just some small tweak. It's a complete game changer. It redefines the entire goal of what we're trying to do.
And because it changes the goal, it forces us to change the questions we ask ourselves. It moves us away from our old habits and toward one single, powerful question that can reframe everything.
For so long, the focus has been on our performance. We ask ourselves, was I clear? Were my slides good? Did I cover all the material? You see the pattern. All the questions were really about us.
But the new focus, the one that really gets to the heart of it, flips the script completely. It takes the spotlight off of us and puts it right where it should be, on them. The only question that truly matters becomes, did they actually learn?
Okay, so if our main job isn't just to deliver information, then what is it? Well, it's to become designers, architects. Our job is to engineer experiences that literally force thinking to happen.
And this is what that shift looks like. We move from just delivering content to designing thinking. We stop racing to cover the syllabus and start helping students uncover the big ideas. And you know what that means? It means we talk less and they think more. We stop being the person with all the answers and start being the person with all the best questions.
So, how can you start doing this like tomorrow? Here are 3 ideas. First, challenge them before you give them the content. Give them a tricky problem and let them wrestle with it for a bit. Second, make them retrieve information. Ask them to pull it out of their own brain instead of just looking it up again. And third, and this is probably the hardest one, you have to embrace the struggle. Don't jump in to fix their confusion right away. That feeling of being confused, that's the sound of a brain building new pathways. That's what learning feels like.
Once you start putting all these pieces together, you realize this isn't about learning a few new teaching techniques. It's way deeper than that. It's about a complete and total shift in your mindset. It all comes back to this one core idea. The part we do, the teaching, that's the stuff you can see. It's the performance. But the part that actually matters, the learning, that's completely invisible.
And here's the final piece of that realization. Teaching can be really fast. I mean, we can fly through a presentation, but real learning, the actual rewiring of a brain, that stuff is slow. It takes hard work, it takes effort, and it just can't be rushed.
Which brings us to this powerful, unavoidable conclusion. You can be the most brilliant, engaging, and prepared teacher in the entire world, but if the people sitting in front of you are not actively thinking, questioning, and struggling with the ideas, then no real learning is happening. It's as simple and as complicated as that.